Fox Hallow fam. I'm Dave and welcome to Baking with Fox Hallow Kitchen. Well, happy Chinese New Year everyone. That's right, today we're celebrating Chinese New Year with cheese wontons. More precisely, we're showing you a trio of delicious snacks made with wonton wrappers. We're going to start simple with cream cheese wontons, and then we're going to add crab meat and make fantastic crab rangoon. Finally, we're going to spice things up with some cheddar jalapeno wontons. So if you're ready, then let's have some fun. Okay, for our cream cheese wonton filling, we're going to keep it really simple here. I'm going to start with one package, 8 ounces of cream cheese. That's about room temperature.
So is that cream cheese or queen cheese?
You know it's cream cheese.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. And then we're going to add a half teaspoon of sugar. And I'm just going to smush this all together here with the sugar and the cream cheese.
Now, could they use a regular mixer?
You could. It's an awful small amount. I'm only using 8 ounces of cream cheese, and these are really the only 2 ingredients in the filling. Some people add like onion powder if they want it a little more savory, but I'm just adding sugar.
With your cheese wontons, which do you prefer? Do you prefer the sweet or do you prefer the savory?
Oh, I prefer them a little sweet, a little on the sweet side.
For you guys at home, which do you prefer? Do you prefer the sweet or do you prefer the savory? Let us know in the comments.
Okay, and our filling is ready to go for the cheese wontons. Okay, to make our wontons, we're going to take a little over a teaspoon of our filling and set it in the center of one of the wonton wrappers. And I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to run around the edge, dab it with some water to make it wet.
What does the water do with the wonton wrapper?
It makes it sticky, and that way they'll stick together when I pull them together. Just run it right around there. Then we're going to take 2 opposite corners, bring them up and stick together just the tip, and then bring the other corners up to do the same. Bring them up to the tip. Get as much air out of there as you can. And make sure that they're nice and squeezed together. And there you go. That's a cheese wonton, and we're just going to keep making those. I'll set them aside here and bring out another one.
What happens if you do actually have air inside the wonton wrapper?
Not a lot, but it could bust it open in the deep fryer. So you just want to get as much out as you can.
Yeah, I don't think you really want a cream cheese mess through the deep fryer, right?
Right, you don't want it going everywhere, so just get out as much as you can. Again, take this and just make a little, get the tips together, and then bring in that side, and then bring in the other side. Okay, and make sure that they're sealed nice and tight, especially at the tip. And we're just going to move on. For our crab rangoon filling, we're going to take an 8 ounce package of cream cheese, as we did before, at room temperature. To that we're going to add 6 ounces of crab meat, drained, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And we are going to smush this all together, basically until the crab starts falling apart and is incorporated into the cheese. It takes a little while.
Now, could they add any extra seasonings to their crab rangoon here?
They could.
What would you recommend?
Worcestershire along with the soy sauce maybe, a little onion powder, something like that. Could give it a little more
zest.
A little more zest, yeah. I'm just trying to keep it simple here.
Sometimes simple's a pretty good thing, so.
And we're just going to smoosh this together until all the crab is broken up and it's completely incorporated in there.
It looks like it's taking a little bit of a process.
Yeah, it's a little bit of work to get it all together, but it does come out good.
It's definitely well worth it.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. When you get these done, it's worth putting the extra time into the filling. Okay, I think that looks like about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. That looks pretty good there.
Looks good. And then we're going to move on to stuffing our wontons. As with our cheese wontons, we're going to take a spoonful of our crab rangoon filling, put it in the center of a wonton wrapper, and then run our fingers around with some water. And then fold up the edges. And seal it up nice and tight. And then we're going to keep going. For our cheddar jalapeno wontons, I have an 8-ounce block of cheddar cheese here, sharp cheddar cheese. I'm going to cut it into about 1-inch cubes. And we're just going to take it from there. I may need these to be a little smaller. We'll see when I get there. Okay, and then we'll set these aside. The next thing I'm going to do for these is I'm going to take a jalapeno pepper and we're going to cut it up and take the seeds out. Get rid of the ends there. And that really smells good. I'm just going to try to get the seeds out of here and the pulp out.
Now, what would you say the biggest thing, I want to say almost the golden rule of cutting peppers like this?
Well, if you notice, I'm wearing gloves because you never know how hot the peppers are, and it keeps you from getting pepper juice in your eyes or anything like that. That's probably the best thing to do, just to take it easier on yourself.
Yeah, you don't really want to burn yourself.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because you and I can actually vouch, whenever we make salsa during the summer, how many pairs of gloves do you think we go through?
Oh, a lot. Yeah, we go through a lot of gloves with that. So, okay. I'm just going to cut these into half rings real quick, very thinly sliced. Doesn't take much jalapeno, so we're just going to make them thinly sliced here.
How small do you want to make your chunks?
I'm making these about 3/16 inch, not even, maybe 1/8 of an inch thick.
So you would say probably the thinner the better?
Yeah, you can make them thicker if you really like the heat. You can make them thicker, but I'm just making them like 1/8.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what, the cheddar cheese is going to kind of balance out the jalapeno, you would say?
Yes, when you cook them and cook them with the cheddar cheese, that balances out the jalapeno a little bit. Like I said, it just depends on how spicy you want your wontons to be.
So it's just kind of personal preference.
Mm-hmm. Experiment with it and see. Okay, I think that'll be enough for our wontons, and now we're going to move on. Finally, for our cheddar and jalapeno wontons, we're going to do these a little bit differently. I'm going to take a piece or two of jalapeno, and I'm going to put a piece of cheddar cheese on top of that. And we're going to wet the top two sides of our little diamond here. And we're going to roll from the bottom. Roll these up. Roll the sides, tuck in the sides. And continue rolling until they are completely sealed. And then we're going to set these aside and move on to the next one.
Hey everyone, this week's Ask Fox Hallow's question comes to us from our neighbor Amber, and she wants to know where we come up with all our great recipes. Well, they come from me, yours truly. Dave sits down with me at the computer. We look through different online food magazines, look through the calendar year too to see if there's like any quirky birthdays, holidays, anything that we can kind of celebrate and make it a really fun episode. So that's where we come up with our recipes. So that's this week's question. With that being said, Dave has the oil set at 350 degrees here, and we're going to go ahead and he has the wontons under a wet paper towel just to keep them moist. We're going to go ahead and take our time here, and we're going to go ahead and put a wonton in the deep fryer here. And just go ahead and let them get squared away here. We'll start off with 5 here and see how we do. So after a couple minutes, we're going to go ahead and just take them out and put them on a paper towel to dry here. And then start again. Alright, next up we're going to go ahead and fry off our crab rangoons. Just the same way we did the cheese wontons.
And then we're going to fry these the same way we did our other wontons in oil that's 350 degrees. Just pop them in here until they turn golden brown. These are looking pretty good, so I'm going to take them up one at a time here. Maybe a couple at a time. They're getting done pretty quickly. See some cheddar cheese starting to ooze out of some of these. And that's good. We're going to put some more in and keep going. And now for the awesome part, the taste test. I'm going to get one of the little crab rangoons here. That is awesome. Really cheesy. You can really taste the crab meat in there. You guys are going to love it. Wrapping up today, I want to thank you all for joining us and encourage you to check out our friends and support channels listed in the description below. But before I go, always remember, good times and good food on Baking with Fox Hallow Kitchen. We'll see you soon.
If you like this video or any of our other videos,
be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and stay tuned for future shows.